Hey guys, so welcome to my to this video. Sorry. In this video, I just wanted to show you guys how to integrate M-Pesa into your website. This process is specifically suited for developers, but if you're not a developer, there is no problem because the first introductory part is just giving you an overview of the process flow for going through that process. So I just try to paint a picture of the whole process, how the process goes from the moment that from scratch, as in from you have nothing at all, to when you're able to implement it in your website. So so just as a start, my name is Rai Omido. I'm a software engineer from Nairobi, and this is my blog, my personal website. And this is kind of where I will write. I've written already the first introductory part, and then I'll also add the code. But I'm just making a follow-up video so that in case you don't want to read the stuff, you can just go through the video, and also for clarity, to give you an opportunity to see things like real time, right? So basically, I did a marketing video sometime back, and I get a couple of people asking me how to do the Mpesa integration into their websites. So most of them were developers, and I thought that it would be good if I start something so that we can all build on it together as we proceed. Because I realized that the integration is not straightforward, as in the information is all over the place. You never know where to stop, as in where to start and how the process goes from here to there. So you have to keep calling Safaricom. Sometimes you don't know the right email to send them. Sometimes they don't reply, and it's just a frustrating process. So I just wanted to put the information in a central place so that at least you can begin a conversation around it as developers, so that other guys don't have to go through the same trouble that we are going through while trying to go through the process. Anyway, so that's enough. Let's go right ahead and see what we have here. So I'll just go to my recent blog posts. So I have a couple of blog posts here, and so where do we start? We start from here. So how to integrate M-Pesa payment into your website, and this is the introduction part. So all right, so yeah, so this is it, and you guys will forgive me for the bad sound because I'm just starting out with this YouTube thing, and so don't castigate me for that. I hope we'll be able to do much as time progresses, but at least you have to start somewhere. And if you like this blog post, you can always share here. You can share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, so that more people can get help. And also you can comment. I think this thing has a comment section, so you can always leave your comment in case you need any clarity. You can leave your comment so that the community also can participate, and so that we can sort this thing out together. Otherwise, this is like a table of contents for this blog post, like getting started. And first of all, I just explain the difference between a paybill number and a till number, and then the prerequisites for doing your full integration up to the production level. So you need the shortcode, a Safaricom developer account, business administrator account, and Mpesa certificate, and then my final thoughts. So as an introduction, I'll just read through this, like yeah, so that we can go through together. Over the past few years, M-Pesa has increasingly become one of the most popular mobile payment solutions. More businesses that operate online are embracing it as one of their payment gateways. However, the process is not very straightforward, and as such can prove to be a very daunting task. Many software engineers almost always find it difficult to crack it at first. It doesn't have to be that way. Over the past few weeks, I've had a couple of people asking me to either create a tutorial or guide them along the way. I decided to give it a shot. Hopefully this will help one or two people out there. If there's anything that's unclear, leave a comment and I will be glad to have a look. So getting started, this tutorial aims to help the learner better understand how they would integrate Mpesa into their website. The general process is pretty straightforward from the official documentation, but can be a little challenging if you're just starting out. The most frustrating part about the process is the scanty information. Even from the official documentation, it can be quite challenging to figure out your way around things. A good example is the fact that apparently you can only access the Mpesa G2 portal on a Windows computer, and we shall see more about that later. In this tutorial, I will try as much as possible to explain to you how the system works generally, including how to go through the process of getting approved so that you can have access to the production API. There are several APIs that you can integrate. However, for starters, I will focus on one part, that is C2B, that is accepting customer payments to your website. Once you are able to successfully integrate one of the APIs, integrating the rest becomes much easier. So we begin with the difference between a paybill number and a till number. So a paybill number is used for paying bills. It is used by regular customers of a business to pay for services offered to them on a regular basis. For example, electricity and water bills. The customer needs to have an established relationship with the business, that is, have some form of account with the business. A till number, on the other hand, is used by customers of a business to pay for goods and services. They do not need to be regular customers. You can use either of the two in your website. However, when you use a till number, a customer will have to claim the transaction by providing the Mpesa transaction ID after making the payment. With the paybill number, on the other hand, you may provide the user with an account number on a payment page, which they key in when making payment. The account number will then be sent to your website alongside the transaction information from Mpesa. You can then use this account number to identify the user and balance your accounts. This is especially suitable for those intending to create some form of wallet which can hold customers' money on your website. And for the example that I'm going to do, I'll do a wallet, so that, because that is a little bit challenging, so that you just can see, you can have a feel of how the thing works. So prerequisites. In order to avoid getting stuck and frustrated when you want to move your code to production, I'm going to share with you some important things that you need to have in place even as you proceed with development. So the shortcode. Your shortcode refers to either the paybill number or till number. If you do not have it yet, you can follow the steps on my post here on how to apply for Mpesa till number. We can just check it out quickly to see what I mean before we proceed. So I also have a video on YouTube on the same, so you can check it out. And how to apply for Mpesa paybill number / till number. So we start with applying the till number, but first we do some introduction. With Mpesa's increasing popularity around the globe, Safaricom has moved to make it easier for individuals to obtain the Mpesa shortcodes, that is the paybill / till numbers. Initially, you had to make several trips to their shops in order to get your shortcode. Nowadays, the process has been pretty much streamlined. In fact, you can do the entire process online, at least for the till number. For the paybill number, you are required to submit a few documents which might force you to make a trip or two outside of your house or office. But something to note, even with the till number, once you apply, you have to keep following them up, because somehow they just don't do it unless you keep following them up. I don't know why. So I don't know, maybe that's a way of maybe I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? So somehow, if you applied and they don't reply, you just have to keep bugging them and sending them emails and going to their office until they help you. At least that's what my client had to do. It was such a difficult task because you have to keep going back and forth. Then the application process of a till number is actually very easy. You can do it entirely online. The first step is to prepare your documents. This a scanned copy of your ID, back and front separately, and then your business registration certificate or permit number. Then a copy also, because you're going to have to upload these documents. And then once you're ready, you can head over to Safaricom's application portal. So for the Lipa na Mpesa thing, they have an application portal, I think. Maybe they're still working on it. I used it, they never got back to me. So in the end, I don't know. So this is the portal, and you just click apply now, and you choose whatever you want and you apply. So if you want the till number, you click on this, and then you select whichever, if you're whatever, and then you click on apply, and they bring you this form. Yeah, so once you have those other documents, it's easy to fill this form. In the video, I have a detailed walkthrough of this. So in this video, I have a detailed walkthrough because I used it to apply a till number, and yeah. So, and then applying for a paybill number. The application process for a paybill number is a little more involving. You cannot apply for it on the portal as you would the till number, at least as per the time of writing this post. The easiest way so far is to send an email to Safaricom. Actually, I did this and it worked. So you send an email at paybill@safaricom.co.ke. You will receive an automatic response with the necessary forms and instructions on how to fill those forms. And then for more information, you can check out the official Safaricom website. Yeah, so this is it. So Lipa na Mpesa stuff are here. So what is Lipa na Mpesa, whatever, and you want paybill, you go here, and you can read more about this these Mpesa products on this page. So in case anything is not clear, you can always come here for reference, right? So back to process, and the next thing after getting your shortcode is to have a Safaricom developer account. So you will need to create an account on Safaricom's developer platform. It's called Daraja. This is where you'll obtain authentication credentials for your application, both sandbox and live, and test credentials for testing the app before moving to production. If you haven't created your developer account, you can head over to developer.safaricom.co.ke so you can create your account. I already created mine. This is important because this is where you are going to go through the process of moving your code to production, moving creating a production app. So you'll create a production app on Safaricom on here, and then also initiating the process for approving the app. So it's important to have that account. And then another important thing that you need to have is the Mpesa Business Administrator account. So you need to have an account on the Mpesa G2 portal. This is let me just show you what that means. This is it. So if you don't have an account here, so you see here you need, of course you have the shortcode, but you need a username and a password. And these ones, unless they send it to you from Safaricom. So if you don't have, or you don't already have, so if you don't already have an account here, you have to apply to Safaricom so that they can create it for you. And then from there on, you can reset your password and do everything else. But the initial step is very critical, and it's not very straightforward, but we are going to go through it. Yeah, so So you need, in order to view transactions and authorize operations on the shortcode when you move to production. So it's very important. When I started out, I never thought about this, and by the time I finished writing my code and I wanted to move it to production, I was surprised that there are also other steps. So that is why I wanted to inform you, at least so that you know that there is something like this. So you can take note of the following before we proceed further. You need to send an email to Safaricom requesting them to create a G2 account for you. It's not something you can sign up for on your own. Additionally, in order to access the G2 portal website, you need to have a certificate signed by the Mpesa people installed on your computer. You might have a little trouble when trying to apply for and installing the certificate. This is because the certificate issuing website uses Visual Basic and usually needs to run some Visual Basic scripts on your computer. That might also mean that you can only use the portal on a Windows computer, but it's not something you can handle. We'll see how to go about that later in the tutorial. So applying for the Mpesa G2 portal, in order to have an account created, you need to send an email to mpesabusiness@safaricom.co.ke. So m-pesa at m-pesa business@safaricom.co.ke. So this is where you request for the creation. So in the email, you'll need to attach a scanned copy of the following documents: a scanned copy of your business registration certificate, a duly signed and stamped letter requesting an account creation. You need to write this letter on your business letterhead, official stuff, yeah. And then you need to have a copy of the owner's identification document, that is your ID. Yeah, this is for the G2 portal account, and this is where you send those documents. So they'll get back to you in case you did it well, and they'll approve you. Yeah, so I did just a small sample of it. It doesn't need to be something complicated. As a sample email will be like, subject, you do request for creation of Mpesa Business Administrator account, and then, dear Safaricom, I would like to request you to create an Mpesa Business Administrator account for my paybill number, stroke till number, whatever, according to what you have. Please find attached the necessary documents. Kind regards, blah blah. So this is the email, and then the letter that you're going to do. So you just do this on your company or business letterhead, and then you sign it, you stamp it, and then you scan and upload. Of course, you won't do a handwritten thing, so you do it in maybe Word or something, and then you do your letter, then you print it, you sign it, you stamp it, and then you scan it and upload it to that email. So an example letter will be like your company details here. This is your letterhead, and then Mpesa Jumbo Business Contact Center, PO Box, whatever. This is what the address that my client used. I think they gave him from the Safaricom shop. And then, dear sir stroke madam, I would like to request the creation of an Mpesa Business Administrator account for paybill number, your paybill number here, or your till number, or whatever. I don't know if it works the same way for the till number. The Mpesa is the business is a sole proprietorship owned by me, Simba Marara. The required documents are attached to this email, and then you are sincerely, your signature, Simba Marara, and then you stamp it. So a stamp, you can buy a stamp for I don't know, in Nairobi it's around 1500 or something, I don't know, or you can have somebody make it. You'll find it somewhere in the streets in Nairobi. So if there are any additional documents they require, they let you know in a response to this email. Otherwise, this should be enough, at least the last time we tried it. And then the Mpesa Digital Certificate. So to apply for an Mpesa Digital Certificate, you first of all need to send a blank email to Mpesa sat password at safaricom.co.ke, and then in a few minutes time you'll receive an automated response with the link, username and password to the certificate request website. And just in case you're wondering why you need this, it's because this Mpesa G2 portal is you need an Mpesa digital certificate in order to access it, and for you to install that certificate, you need to get that certificate from Mpesa people, from Safaricom, I guess. I don't know. It's from Vodafone, I think. So the application process is, there's an application process online. So unless you have that certificate installed on your computer, you cannot open this website on your machine, on your computer. And the website only works on Windows. So that is what means means that you can only use this portal on a Windows computer. But anyhow, so you remember we talked about this thing here about remember we said the thing we said about the website using VB. Well, this is where it gets interesting. So apparently, apart from requiring you to use Internet Explorer on Windows, it turns out that the certificate issuing website cannot work in the later versions of IE. So it only works in Internet Explorer 7, at least when I tried. So if you're lucky enough to be working on a Windows machine but don't have Internet Explorer 7, you'll need to do some tweaking to your current version of Internet Explorer in order for the website to work properly. So let me finish first, and then I'll take you through the other process. So I already did another tutorial on how to apply and install the digital certificate. So yeah, so you can visit it on my website. But my final thoughts, so at this point it's now time to proceed with writing code, and since I specialize in PHP, I will write some sample implementation in PHP later on. Yeah, but later on again I might do a sample implementation in Python Django. However, the aim of this first introductory part was to give you an overall overview of how the process works. My goal was to help you avoid that general sense of lack of direction, which can lead to frustration, and so that you can only focus on writing your code with confidence, right? So that you can write effective code. So what's next? The next part is to integrate Mpesa payment into your website and writing the code. All right, so yeah, I think that's good enough for this. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm going to do another video on how to apply and install the digital certificate. But I have already done a tutorial on that. Yes, so you can always just go and read it in case you don't want to watch the video.